Let's think about some formulas in the following context. Water's chemical makeup is described as H2O, which probably sounds familiar to you. And this is because each water molecule is made up of 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. Now this means that given any amount of pure water, the number of hydrogen atoms is 2 times as large as the number of oxygen atoms, because there's 2 hydrogen atoms for every 1 oxygen atom. That just means there's twice as many hydrogen atoms. So let's let the variable x represent the number of oxygen atoms in some amount of pure water. And we will let y represent the number of hydrogen atoms in the same amount of pure water. So we just decided that if we have some number of oxygen atoms, x, then the number of hydrogen atoms will be 2 times as large. So 2x represents the number of hydrogen atoms in that amount of pure water. But we also decided that y also represents the number of hydrogen atoms in that amount of water, and therefore y will be equal to 2x. This is a formula that expresses y in terms of x, or the number of hydrogen atoms in some amount of pure water in terms of the number of oxygen atoms in that amount of pure water. On the other hand, if we have some number of hydrogen atoms, y, then the number of oxygen atoms will be half as much. If we have 2 times as many hydrogen atoms as oxygen atoms, that means we have half as many oxygen atoms as hydrogen atoms. So if we have y hydrogen atoms, then half as many of those will give us the number of oxygen atoms. But x also represents the number of oxygen atoms in that given amount of water, and therefore x will be equal to 1/2 y. And this is a formula that expresses x in terms of y.